It is once again time. This is the other guy. Be sure to send us in your questions for the Q&A. We'll be doing that sometime soon.
Salutations to all intellectual life forms that are viewing this feature presentation. It is my privilege to inform you that as of this day forward, I shall henceforth be striving toward intellectual enlightenment.
This is Raw, 7/30/2012. A lot of people shit on this episode, saying that it sucked. In my opinion, I thought this was actually a pretty good episode. Granted, we could have dealt without the 50 million fillers and whatnot. Like, for one, they're also starting to shove social media crap down our throats even more. Extra hour is really just social media, recaps, and more commercials.
Indeed, rather than put forth the effort in featuring the multitude of competitors who remain inactive and underutilized, they have instead chosen to present us a broadcast which time is debilitated and minimal amounts of talents are overexploited. They did manage to extend the lengths of competition, which is a wise strategy for consuming time. However, there was very little direction exemplified during the course of this broadcast. The rivalries they have initiated are evidently short-term programs that will be terminated before the Night of Champions event.
This happened a million times. We've seen a heel attack a face after they win a match a million times before. The referee reversed his decision. And you know what the funniest part was? The referee was Asian. Furthers the story, I guess, if they're going to have a match at SummerSlam. Tensai can't overcome the odds of defeating Tyson Kidd. Vicky Guerrero comes out and then she just starts dancing. And then Damien Sandow came out. Like, you could have done that without Vicky Guerrero making a complete ass out of herself again. So it looks like we might be headed to a Damien Sandow versus Brodus Clay type thing. I could really get into that. Damien Sandow hates people in general. Brodus Clay is kind of the type of people that he hates. I'm not saying it's because he's black. I'm saying he kind of makes an ass out of himself every night, so whatever. Tonight we also got we reunited one of the greatest tag teams to never win the tag team title. One of Chris Jericho and Christian. You guys should have just seen my face as soon as I saw they were teaming up. I was like, oh my god. Nostalgia, people. So it looks like Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho. This feud really makes no sense. But, I mean, they really have nothing better to do. Dolph Ziggler's not going to go after the world title already.
I was rather thrilled to see Ronnie Aaron Killings provide us with the quality of entertainment he has since halted since taking on the heroic character role. It is in programs such as these where Mr. Killings works best, and sadly, the WWE has sustained from featuring Mr. Killings in this style, which has prevented the WWE Universe from beholding the potential of the R-Truth character.
Anyway, by the way, the whole Daniel Bryan with the doctor stuff, like, it was funny. But if you ask me, it was kind of overplayed a little. But, I mean, in the end, it really led to nowhere other than him being attacked by Kane. So, I mean, I didn't really understand why you needed to dedicate, like, 50 segments to it. Anyway, maybe Daniel Bryan's going to face Kane at SummerSlam with Charlie Sheen as the guest timekeeper or something. So, it turns out that I was actually right. CM Punk is actually kind of staying more of a tweener role. Like, he's kind of talking like a face because he's making a lot of sense. But he's also being kind of like a pussy heel somehow. You know what? Everything he said made sense. This is basically what the IWC was saying. Like, all they were saying was, oh, why is the WWE champion not closing the show? Yada, yada, yada. So Punk basically just used what the IWC has been saying for like months now.
Yes, it appears that Philip J. Brooke has indeed taken on the role of a rather more villainous character. Philip has demonstrated more intense characteristics, as well as reverting to his unaffectionate attitude, whereas previously his performances were beginning to become lackluster, as though all these personality traits were being slowly sucked out from his very soul. There are indeed a multitude of notable modifications in the CM Punk character as of this night.
If you did not hear CM Punk on commentary in 2010, this pretty much gives you a little taste of how awesome commentary was with CM Punk there. Good, because now they're actually putting emphasis on the WWE champion. It's just a shame that it took him to be feuding with John Cena for them to finally pull the trigger on doing it.
Now, it was at this point in time when the momentum of the broadcast was abruptly halted by the rather irritating entrance theme of the inexperienced authority figure of the evening, April Mendez. Now, regardless how her obsessive enthusiasts attempt to portray her as an unaltered talent, the fact of the matter is, her skills and abilities are subpar at best. Her manner of speaking rivals that of Barbara J. Blank, and she insists on continuing to revert to the same tiresome mannerisms in which WWE attempts to pass on as mentally unstable. Now, there is nothing unstable about expressing happiness and robbing the superstar of their signature maneuvers. Her performances have grown rather repetitive, It seems, however, that WWE feels April's gender, accounted by her numerous appearances, is enough to assure that there is no need for other talents of the same sex to appear.
Seeing her, I don't understand why, just because she's GM, she has to wear a suit. Okay, I guess. She just took Stephanie McMahon's suit from her SmackDown attire. I mean, it really looks like AJ's only really being herself when it's with something that had to do with Daniel Bryan. Like, I don't know, I mean, I wish they would, like, kind of, like, try to make it work with other superstars as well, because it seems like, okay, with other superstars, she's just a normal general manager, all business. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, you get it. You know my swag.
Their preoccupation with social media was rather evident during this broadcast. At one point, they allowed the wrestling enthusiasts the option to choose from a variety of different match types. We felt so inspired by WWE's confidence in their fanbase to make such a monumental decision that we've decided to bestow the same faith in our own enthusiasts. For our discussion on next week's Raw broadcast, would you like to listen to us provide you with a review, or perhaps even a recap? Or maybe we can perform a Raw Opinions presentation. Our fate is in your hands.
After the match, I was kind of expecting Randy Orton to come out. Even after this, Daniel Bryan was yelling he's never going to leave the ring. Still no, so I was starting to get happy. I was like, maybe we won't see Randy Orton tonight. It was the one-man rock band, baby! Randy Orton comes out, and Michael Cole made a great reference, the original Legend Killer. That made, like, I was like, oh my god, for real. This guy can actually have a good feud. But, of course, Randy Orton just squashes him. And just get used to it, people. Randy Orton's just going to squash people left and right.
Words cannot describe my excitement for the return of my Orton. It is no secret that the talent on the SmackDown roster, as well as WWE in general, is very lackluster. WWE has failed to create any potential stars due to their incompetent booking. As a result, the only superstars contending for the World Championships are the same ones who failed to defeat Phillip Brooks. There has not been a single fresh competitor for the World Championship since the start of the year. As a result, the championship reigns tend to become stale, and rivalries get extended for a longer period of time than they are needed. And it is not only the main event scene that is suffering from this, but both mid-card champions are suffering from a lack of viable competition. It is essential that a star of my Orton's magnitude to assist in salvaging the issue.
Anyway, SummerSlam looks to be headed pretty good. I mean, they look like a lot of matches could go down there that would all make sense. None of them would really be filler.
Alas, while the SummerSlam event may be receiving a fair amount of build, it appears as though it will not be a major must-see event featuring all great matches. In fact, it would surprise me if a few lower-card rivalries they are preparing will even be resolved at the event. However, I shall maintain my faith.
Anyway, this has been the other guy for the MTM Reviews. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah.
You're welcome.